anything, there's a couple things that I want to talk to you guys about. A week and a half ago, I was at 350, and since then, I nearly doubled my subscriber count. And not even that, all my videos have over 1,000 views. Words cannot simply express how grateful I am. Thank you guys so much. This may not be a crazy sight to some people, but it is for me. That also shows that my videos are reaching out to the right community. But one more time, thank you guys so much. I very, very much appreciate it. I also stream here on YouTube Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if you ever want to come check me out and say hi. I also started a Discord, so if you want to join it, you are more than welcome to. It'll be linked in the description of this video. But before I start this video, there's one more thing that I would like to get through. When I was doing my axe playthrough, someone in my chat came in and asked why I was using a great axe, and I kind of didn't really do a good job of explaining. So technically, these are two different weapon classes, but I'm allowing them both because they are both spears technically. But other than that, sit back in your chair, get some popcorn, and enjoy me beating Elden Ring with only spears. Sadly, I think Prophet is the only class that starts with a spear, and then I choose that, and I name my character Stu Flintstone? I don't know where I fucking came up with that, to be honest. That came straight out of my ass. There's a few things that I want to do at the start of the game so I can become as powerful as possible. After grabbing my horse and the whetstone blade in the ruins, I went to go kill Nergis because I needed access to Murkwater Cave without him backstabbing my bitch ass. But honestly, fighting this guy literally isn't a challenge, bro. Me and Yura were just combo womboing this motherfucker. If you're wondering why I'm attempting to get into Murkwater Cave, I will show you just very soon here, but it's very important. So I grabbed my cloth garb and I was waiting for Patches to fall to get the highest spear up his ass he's ever had. Somehow that shit hit me, but okay, anyways, this dude literally did not stop spraying the fucking shit breath. I don't even know what it does, but I'm literally scared to find out. He didn't stop until I jabbed him in the face with the spear. Oh, no, wait, never mind. He's still fucking doing it? Jabbed him a few more times, and if you're wondering why I'm killing him, it's because he drops his spear that's already upgraded to 7, so this is going to be really useful. So first order of business, I wanted to get all my buffs sorted so I didn't have to do it later, so I started by sneaking up on this guy and killing him for the Ash of War Golden Vow. This was a really good Ash of War, especially for a secondary, but if you don't know what it does, it multiplies all damage by 11.5% and your damage negation by 7.5. It costs 40, but it lasts 40 seconds. But this is only one of the many buffs that I'm going to use early in the game. I want to make my character really powerful before I even fight Margit. And yep, this is the saddest part of the game, sadly. Alexander has to go down, and honestly, he almost kicked my ass. I did not know that he could do this, but eventually Alexander fell, and I got the Warrior Jar Shard. Sadly, Alexander wouldn't have to die if he didn't drop such a damn good talisman, but he increases the power of skills by 10%. 10% may not be a lot, but remember, it stacks, so this is going to be really good. So next up on the list was to get the Wonders Physic, so I made my way over to the Third Church America to get the Physic and a free Sacred Tear. After swooping the map and the crystal tears here, I went up the hill to the castle to pay them a visit because they had a crucial item I needed to use. I prefer using the Grand Lift now because it's just easier, and honestly I can just get there faster than the Magma Worm. So next up, I passed this bridge to go buy some kukris we need for this next part. I also made sure to get the Golden Seed while I was here as well. Behind the church with the Physic in it, there's a portal that takes you to Caelid, and there is a free Somber 9 here, but only if you manage not to get killed by the little fuckers. I don't know what I was thinking, dude, but this guy pissed me off so bad. I waited for him to cross just so I could fucking kill him. I mean, I don't know what's gotten into me, man. But yeah, I fucking killed this guy out of cold blood. Hey, not feeling too bad about the kill because, hey, look at this. I got my Somber 9. Now that I got my kukris, it's so easy to cheese this guy. You just need 2 of them, and you throw them in these 2 spots right here, and he just fucking runs off the wood like a dumbass. I'm trying so hard to understand what's wrong with this guy's AI because he clearly could have stood there, but he just fucking like slipped off, like, I guess, I don't know. But hey, 42k will not turn that down. I went to kill Grill, but I got a gold pickled foot before I did so I can get a massive amount of money. I spent most of it on Dex and Faith because there is a weapon coming up here soon that's going to be one of my main weapons throughout this whole entire playthrough. I made sure to swoop the right side of the Dectus medallion, and now I have both, so I could feel free to go to Altus whenever I want. My next weapon that I was going to plan to get took me a really long time to get to, but it is going to be worth it because it is going to be one I use for the whole rest of the playthrough. If you couldn't expect it already, because honestly, in my opinion, this could be possibly one of the best weapons in the game. Vyke's War Spear was probably one of the best spears in the game, and honestly, it was really hard to get this early game because one of these hits are probably going to insta-kill me, so I just stuck to my kind of jab and back off, and it worked. So I did end up taking Vyke down and getting his weapon, and I will say I couldn't use it without power stancing it, but wow, it was so worth it. The Ash of War creates a lingering of flames that do a lot of damage over time and stun lock them. And honestly, I really like this spear's moveset too. I kind of like the horizontal better than the vertical slashes anyway. Jump attack did really decent damage as well, and poise damage too. So next up on the list, I was pretty powerful right now. I swooped by the Sacred Tears, and I was planning to kill this Erdtree over here in the Weeping Peninsula. This spear also did fire damage, so I don't even know if this guy knew what fucking hit him. But for a +0 weapon, this was doing already pretty good. The Ash of War definitely is not a DPS dealer. It is something for more of crowd control, I would say. But anyways, I wanted to upgrade Vyke's War Spear, so I made my journey to get every single Somber Stone I possibly could. So I figured I'd just go buy 1, 2, 3, and 4 from EG, and I also swooped the Dex tier, as these scale off Dex more than anything. I swooped by the Church of the Plague and then got invaded by Millicent, and I kicked her ass with the Frenzy Flame and immediately got a spear in the back of my fucking head by this guy that just third parties. I'll murk these guys later because they actually drop a spear I want to try out. I was gonna go try to kill Margit next, but I figured since Vyke's War Spear did fire damage, why would I not go get the Flame Shrouding cracked here? So I went through 4 different fucking Erdtrees. I couldn't remember which one it was in. I was too lazy to look it up. So after I realized that this one doesn't hold the Flame Shrouding cracked tier, I went to the one west of Liurnia, and this one also didn't have it. So I went to the one in Caelid, and dude, ever since the Whips video, this thing gives me fucking PTSD. But honestly, Erdtrees are not hard at all. Their moveset is actually really simple. You just kind of have to watch out for this one because it's basically an insta-kill if you get hit by anything. And honestly, the damage I was dealing since I was dealing fire was totally okay. It wasn't bad at all, but I nearly shit my pants here because, ooh, that's too close for comfort. Good, because I was getting a stagger every 3 charged, and the staggers did a lot of damage, which kind of carried the fight. I established my long pokey thing into this guy, and then I fucking realized that this also isn't the right one. But it's okay because this last one was squishy as a fucking jumbo-sized marshmallow from Walmart and he had no health whatsoever. But honestly, I did kind of do some dumb shit at the end of the fight. I really hope that I get my oh, okay, I got him. It's all good. I made my way to Altus just for a few seconds to grab these golden seeds, and now it was time to fight Margit. I was plenty over-prepared for this fight, so I should squash this guy like a fucking bug, but if I don't, then that's kind of fucking embarrassing. But you don't gotta worry about that when you do fucking holy shit, that's a lot of damage. Just like his bitch-ass clone, there were so many opportunities you could do to get free charge attacks here, so this fight was easily cleaned up. And there it is. I don't know why I cut myself off there, but yep, he's fucking dead. So I used the main gate to progress through Stormville Castle, and wow, holy fuck, that's a lot of arrows. Fuck you, Gostock, this is all your fault. Firstly, you had to give Gostock the happy ending he's always wanted, then I absolutely murdered this fucking knight from behind. This just does so much damage. But just in case that the charge attack thing wasn't working before, I would get the Claw Talisman just to be safe. Okay guys, turn away. I did not just light a family of 4 on fire. Jeez, being burnt alive, what a terrible way to die. Now that we killed all those previous bosses, I figured now it was time for Godrick, but honestly, he's never too much of a problem for me except for his stupid ass fucking delayed attacks. And honestly, it didn't take that long for me to get him into a second phase. It took maybe about fucking 30 seconds. If you guys forgot, make sure to do 2 fully charged R2s, and then this will make it so when it starts the second phase and you run up and hit him, he'll immediately stagger and it'll be GG for you. So this guy fucking fell to the floor like a little baby, and yeah, it finished him off like that, right in cold blood. Oh wait, just kidding. We gotta finish him off in style, if you know what I'm saying. Now that we killed Godrick, I figured I would kill the bosses in order, so next up was Rennala, but there's a few things that I wanted to do before going to Rennala. So I just made my way through like everybody normally does, but I took the way down instead of going further because if you get caught by this abductor, then you get teleported to Volcano Manor. You'll see the reason I was coming here very shortly. First off, there's a Somber 6 sitting on a roof, and this is honestly one of the harder ones to find, so this was a really good one. Sadly, I forgot to bring sleep pots, so I needed to go find Grace to rest at, because technically you're trapped and you can't teleport out when you get to here. So I just made my way down the cave, and there's a Grace sitting at the very bottom, which is a really convenient spot to put it. But now that I could TP out, I made my way by the Albanarg village and grabbed all the Trina lilies so we could make sleep pots. Now that I had the sleep pots, I went to go get teleported back to the Volcano Manor through the abductor. Now that I was back here, I made my way to the Godskin Noble, and jeez, my plan was just to sleep the fuck out of this guy, and honestly, you'll see in a second how good it worked. Now that he was slept, I had plenty of time to buff, because we all know this guy's not waking up unless he smells fucking food. After popping all my buffs, I only needed to do 3 full charge attacks to stagger this guy and get a free crit. And to be honest, the damage wasn't even that bad either. Like I said before, after the 3rd hit, it was a free crit, and the crit did a lot of damage. This is about 1/3 of his health bar, so I just need to do this 2 more times. Sleep pots make this fight a breeze, and it's not even fair, but now I was going to get the item I really came here for. So to get this item, you kind of have to run a whole ass marathon around the fucking Volcano Manor, but I mean, it's worth it, because these things are so hard to find. Didn't even have enough swordstone keys to top that off, so I had to run my fat ass character all the way back to the round table just to get some. But I made my way down the cages. Left of the seabed curse, there is an abductor guarding a Somber Smith Smithing Stone 7, and I have no clue why these things are so fucking hard to find. And follow that up, I got the 8 from earlier, and we already know that I got the 9 at the beginning of the game, so now I had a +9 weapon. And what other way to test our new weapon with all of our buffs on the Red Wolf of Radagon? And you know, maybe we went a little bit overboard because we did half this fucking guy's health bar. So we took him down and he didn't even stand a fucking chance. Now I'm making my way up to Rennala with the Red Wolf dead, but first let me make you guys all happy real quick. You're probably not knowing what I'm talking about, but now you fucking do. Let's get a hashtag fuck Moongrum in the comments. Now it was finally time for Rennala. Entering the boss fight, I took out her 3 little minions and I wanted to see if I could one-cycle her. The Frenzied Flame Thrust sadly is not really a great DPS. I would say this is more of like a crowd control like I was saying earlier, but the charge R2s really made up a difference. But I did end up one-cycling her, thankfully. The most annoying part of her second phase by far is just her non-stop summoning her bitch-ass family to come fucking help you. I tried to play super aggressive so she didn't summon... Well, I fucked her up anyways. Now it was time for DTS, and thankfully, all my YouTube viewers out there told me that I can actually just cheese the fuck out of this guy. It's funny how stupid the enemies are in this game. Like, do they have an IQ of fucking 30? Obviously, I'm sitting behind this corner. Where else would I fucking go? And all you really gotta do is just stagger this guy and give him a nice hard charge R2 to the fucking face, and he just jumps off the back of the mountain. Thankfully, I didn't have to do this, but I won't do this with any major boss, don't worry. So I just kind of did the usual and made my way around Lando, and I wanted to get the Bolt of Gransax since it was here, but first I wanted to kill this Erdtree so I can get a free 50k. So I got a stagger, and I finally put this Erdtree out of his misery. Poor Mr. Erdtree. But now is on my mission to get the Bolt of Gransax, and if you didn't know, you can actually get this before the Godfrey shade, and I'm about to show you how. Go back to East Capital Rampart and make your way down this little way, down the elevator, through this door, go up this ladder onto the patio with 2 perfumers. Kill the 2 perfumers and then jump over the railing southwest. From here on out, keep making your way west down the little lane, and then until you get to this gazebo. Get ready because you're gonna need to make a far leap onto this gazebo, and if you fall, you're kind of fucked. Once you get it, there's a free stone sword key here, and now all you have to do is jump onto this little side part. The lightning bolt, and congratulations, the Bolt of Gransax is in your inventory. I went to go kill Godfrey shade because I needed that extra talisman slot, and now that I had 2 great runes, I can also get the 4th one from the Twin Maidens. Even though I'm pretty sure the shade is weak to lightning, I just chose to use the Vyke's War Spear because honestly, I just figured charge attacks was going to be better for this fight anyways. Now on to Morgott. This boss literally just gives you so much opportunities to punish after a big attack, especially the hammers. So after a while, it didn't take a long time to get him in second phase. I never have any worries for this fight at all because honestly, at this point, they should just replace his fucking health bar with a marshmallow, dude. Like, actually, this guy has no fucking health. It's just so easy. Now that Morgott was dead, oh wait, hold up, I forgot. Last video, I forgot to teabag the fuck out of this guy, so I made up for it by doing it for 5 straight minutes, dude. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking, but hey, let's just move on. So after Melina gave me the rolled medallion, I made my way all the way over to the grand lift of rolled, and this wasn't too hard. It's just kind of annoying and time consuming. I didn't even know there was a somber 7 and 8 here, so that's fucking sick. I was planning to use the Bolt of Gransax here soon against Maliketh and the Fire Giant, so why not power it up right now by getting the Godfrey icon? So I went to kill Godfrey the Grafted? I mean, can they really not come up with any other fucking... Well, I killed this really unique boss with a cool name that I've totally never seen before for the Godfrey icon. The Godfrey icon is busted, paired with a couple things like the Lightning Shot and Crack Tier and the Lightning Scorpion Charm. Even though it makes you take more damage, you do more damage. So in my eyes, that's really good. I grabbed the Ritual Sword Talisman on my way up here to get the Somber 6 because this is the one that I didn't have. After getting the +6, I only needed the +9, and then I was able to almost max out my Bolt of Gransax, and how convenient there is one sitting in the middle of these chairs by the Divine Tower of Caelid. But I really couldn't use the Bolt of Gransax without having Godrick's Great Rune active because I was just 3 levels short, and 3 levels short was like 200k here. But after a long 20 fucking minutes, I got it. Now that I was able to use the Bolt of Gransax, where else would I test it other than this fucker right here? And honestly, this shit did some pretty good damage. This was gonna really start against the Fire Giant. Speaking of Fire Giant, next up, we are going to use the Bolt of Gransax to kill the Fire Giant because I would use Vyke's War Spear, but it does do fire damage, and I've learned from my whips video, fire and fire does not do good. And honestly, as you can see here, this was doing some pretty good fucking damage, and honestly, I really expected it to be a lot less, but hey, I'm not complaining. I feel like fighting Fire Giant from far away is literally just the easiest thing in the world to do, like, only thing you have to worry about is really the fireballs, and you could easily dodge those in the first phase. So entering his second phase, the only viable option was to just bolt the fuck out of his hands when he fell, because this was a guaranteed move he would always do in the start of his second phase. And even though they were doing less damage, this was still doing pretty good fucking damage. So I just continued to throw these until I sadly got hit by a fireball mid-animation. But honestly, it wasn't really a problem because I knew that I could easily kill this guy with this. So with that knowledge, I just kept throwing and these things didn't really cost that much FP either. So I went into second phase. Now entering phase 2, I fully charged 2 ancient lightning spears, threw them into his hand, and honestly, this was kind of the part of the fight where I realized I just need to play from a distance. So I did just exactly that, and honestly, the fireballs weren't too much of a problem. I had no ease dodging them. The only real downside I would say about the ancient lightning spear is the amount of stamina it takes, but honestly, that's kind of my fault. I haven't put a single point into fucking endurance. But it came down to that time, and a bunch of lightning spears later, I finally took down the fire giant second try. It is cool how you can aim these things though. Just makes it so you don't have to always rely on the camera. Now that fire giant was dead, Melina took me to Fair Mazula, and I just made my way there. Whilst exploring Fair Mazula, I made sure to pick up the Somberstone Miner's Bell Bearing 4. Next boss up was Godskin Duo, and I didn't really have too much of a worry about these guys because if you did watch my live streams, I found it a really good strat, but I needed Assassin's Gambit. To get Assassin's Gambit, all you have to do is invade Old Knight Esteban's world and buy it from Brunel's shop. So I defeated Old Knight Esteban and got Assassin's Gambit from Brunel. But now it was finally time for Godskin Duo. After buying Assassin's Gambit, you can just look slightly up and throw exactly 3 sleep pots to get both of these guys asleep. I know it takes 2, but I prefer just throwing 3 just to be safe. And wow, would you look at that? It actually worked fucking perfectly. While they were asleep, you can just stand behind them and do all the buffs you want. They will not wake up. But I did make a slight mistake. I had the Ritual Sword Talisman equipped, but it only activates when you're at full health. So it kind of sucks that Assassin's Gambit takes a slight pinch of your health away. It only takes 3 charges to stagger each of these guys. So knowing that, a free crit, and that did just enough damage, and sadly, I did forget to hit them even after they died. I always forget to do that. After 2 heavies, I let my stamina charge just enough so I will have both enough for the crit and for the heavy after. And again, I did forget to hit them after they die for some extra damage, but it didn't really matter because the fat fuck spawned in after. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I say this because the fat one is just way easier to sleep because he's a lot less agile, and for some reason, this guy literally feels like he will never ever fucking wake up, so that's really good. So I took this time to reapply all my buffs, and then I applied 2 charged heavies, waited for a little bit of stamina regen. He almost belly fucked me, but I got my crit. So with just enough critical damage in the 2 heavies at the start, it made it so I could kill this guy in 1 cycle, but I did not forget to actually do the after damage. Since Skinny side dodges, I might as well just throw another sleep pot because fucking why not? And thankfully, this actually slept in because I'm too scared to fight these guys straight up, so yep, thank God. So the Godskin Duo fight was well fought, but I ended up coming out on top. Now that I killed the Godskin Duo, I used Assassin's Gambit to progress my way through Fair Mazula, and even the birds don't see you, which is really nice. So I took this time to stick a couple lightning spears up each of their asses. And then I killed the dragon for the free Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone, following that up with the free Somber and the Gazebo. I kept making my way through Fair Mazula to get the Somber Stone 5 Bell Bearing. Now I was at the Great Bridge and I got my shit slapped by the Tree Sentinel. So I decided to say fuck it after that, and I approached Maliketh because, ooh, this was going to be a very interesting fight. I know some bosses have crazy hitboxes, but there was at least a whole fucking foot right there. How did I get hit? Straight bullshit. But I just continued to bolt a Gransax the fuck out of the Beast Clergyman phase, and I made it into Maliketh's second phase. Maliketh is very squishy with only around 10,000 HP, so hitting the bolt of Gransax about 5 times would have killed this guy, but I decided to switch to Vyke's War Spear for a second phase because I thought it would be better. I don't know how to tell you guys this, but I was spamming the fuck out of my B button. I don't know why it wasn't dodging. So my character just decided to fucking stand there and take it like a good boy, I guess. I put the Lightning Shrouding Crack Tier in my Wonders Physic, and yeah, you can kind of see that this was doing a lot more damage to the Beast Clergyman phase. So I just did what I did last time, and I bolted him into a second phase. And directly after that, I straight dodged right into the Blade of Gold. Yeah. Fucking very smart. Next time, I did the same shit I did last playthrough, got caught in whatever the fuck this is called. The very next time, I finally decided to pull my head out of my ass and use the bolt of Gransax because it was way fucking better. So much more damage too, holy shit. The bolt of Gransax did twice as much damage as the fully charged Vyke's War Spear. That was really fucking fun. Doing a fully charged Ancient Lightning Spear was actually really good. It took a huge fraction of Maliketh's health away, but sadly, I did end up getting caught in his fucking leg and getting pounded in the floor. No diddy, of course. So this time, I was ready. This was was the final run, and honestly, doing the same thing as I did in the Beast Clergyman phase, I entered Maliketh's second phase. This time, I did the same thing while running straight behind him when he jumped over me, and I got a fully charged shot off. Oh, just kidding, my dumbass character turned the other fucking way. For me personally, I really hate Maliketh's Beast Clergyman phase more. Even though you could kind of just run away and do what I did before, it's still really annoying, especially if you're fighting up close. Do not ask how I did not get hit by that, but I am not fucking complaining. I know Maliketh's Black Blade phase a lot more, so I know how to dodge and when not to dodge, but honestly, I was kind of just running around here to look for an opportunity, and one finally came up, so I got a half charge off here. The half charges actually still do quite a bit of damage, which is really nice. I really underestimated the bolt of Gransax. I mean, holy shit, this thing is actually crazy. Almost every time I was able to dodge his projectiles very carefully and perfectly, and honestly, like stuff like right here, I just kind of figured not to attack because it was really useless. But when he started walking slow, I was able to get a fully charged shot off here, and yeah, look at that fucking damage. Beautiful. I just continued to dodge here, and I made sure to stick this up his ass just for a little bit extra damage. But he jumped over me, and it allowed me to run straight behind him for a fully charged Ancient Lightning Spear, and this did a lot of damage. He followed that up with a straight Blade of Gold, and I dodged it perfectly, and then he started doing his Blade of Gold attack again, but this one was the 3 Blade of Death one. I was just so far here, this really wasn't a challenge. I could have honestly got a fully charged off here, but I was too scared to even fucking do it. But after that, he started doing the same shit he did the other 4 times, and I guess he didn't learn from his fucking lesson because he got another fully charged shot right to his fucking noggin. After he did the attack where he slammed his blade into the ground, he jumped over me, and this allowed me to get another half charge off. And then after that, he did the attack he probably shouldn't have done, and I finally finished him off. Maliketh's always a fun fight, but sometimes it's just irritating. But next up was Malenia, but we had to go get the Haligtree medallion from Commander Niall first. But first, I thought I'd kill Gideon because I needed some money for some more faith so I can use the Golden Vow spell and Howl of Shabriri since they're just better versions of the stuff I have right now. But Gideon was absolutely no problem from the bolt of Gransax, so I started making my way to Castle Sol for the left side of the Haligtree medallion. Many of you know how ass I was at this skip, but with a lot of practice comes perfection, and I was able to do it perfectly. Doing this skip is just so much better than running through the castle because of 2 reasons. Number 1, you don't have to go through the bullshit knights that do fucking wind attacks at you, or you have to waste any healing potions getting to Commander Niall. Also, if you're wondering how I'm using Howl of Shabriri right there, it's because I put the Faith Nut tier in my Wonders Physic that gives me 10 plus faith for 3 minutes, so it allows me to use it. This one particular night, I don't give a shit about the other one. This one just literally doesn't hop off your dick. You know, one thing that's actually incredibly funny about the bolt of Gransax is the amount of fucking knockback this thing does to smaller people. Like, holy shit, I sent that guy back 20 feet. But to be honest, the hardest part of this fight is just the 2 little fuckers that come and try to kill you. I don't really know how Commander Niall works, but from my experiences, if you deal like more than 1/4 of his health bar, then he'll start doing his bullshit wind attacks, but if you don't, he'll just fucking pimp walk you. But this fight didn't last too long, and I was able to take him out pretty quickly, especially on my first try as well. So now I achieved the left part of the Haligtree medallion, but I did forget to grab the second one from the guy in the pot in the Albinoric village, so I went to go grab that next. May have got a little overboard on this guy. Sorry, bro. But now that I got the left and the right side, I went to the Grand Lift to Roll and went down to the consecrated snowfields, and now all we had to do is play Running Simulator all the way to this Tarnished Eater. If you're wondering why I'm killing this Tarnished Eater, it's because she drops a somber ancient dragon smithing stone on our 5th invasion, which is the current one I'm fighting right now. So I slapped her up real quick for that free ancient dragon smithing stone. Next up, I needed to break the town in Ordino in order to get to the Haligtree. Nothing's really a problem when you have an ancient lightning spear that sends an enemy 20 feet backwards. But after killing the only one you really have to kill, you just go and light the volcanoes and the seal's broken. But now that the seal was broken, I finally was able to take the portal to Mikola's Haligtree. You just get a moment of appreciation for Assassin's Gambit. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched my whips video or whatever it was that I took a fucking hour just trying to get down this one tree on, but holy shit, Assassin's Gambit makes this so easy. And it's not even this part too. You can use Assassin's Gambit throughout the whole Haligtree to get down to Malenia. So I did just exactly that, and I used Assassin's Gambit just to get straight to Loretta because there was really no other thing I needed here. I don't know how many times I gotta say this, but the bolt of Gransax makes every enemy in this game look like a fucking sheet of paper. And after her last attempt, I just fucking poked her to death. Very hardcore death right there, I would say. But after that, I just did the same thing as before. I upgraded a bunch of faith, and I made my way down to the Haligtree roots. Before I fought Malenia, I wanted to go get the better version of Golden Vow and a little bit more faith so I can use Howl of Shabriri. If you're wondering why I want the spell, it's because the Ashen War only does 11.5% extra damage, and the Golden Vow spell does extra 15%. And just to make that even better, Golden Vow and Howl of Shabriri both stack. I didn't really mind about the plus 30% damage taken on the Howl of Shabriri, but the plus 25% makes it better than Flame Grant, so I will take it. The Golden Vow is in the Corpse Tent Shack up in Mount Gelmir, and it's actually really easy to get. Now it was time to fight Malenia. With all of my buffs, Golden Vow and Howl of Shabriri, and in my physic I had the Lightning tier, this should be a breeze, right? And let me just tell you, the second I knew this fight was was over from the start when this hit. It goes way too fast for her to input read, and it just does so much damage. This was going so easy because the distance I was able to play from. Normally, I'm up in her face, but I still kind of snuck in some hits, which was really good. The biggest part of making this fight easier is there's literally water in the middle of her arena, and that makes your lightning do more damage. The first phase was a breeze. There was no challenge there, but the real challenge is going to be the second phase because she doesn't walk that slow anymore. But in the Scarlet Aeonia phase, I took my time and did a couple hits to get a little more damage, even though she had a lot of damage resistance. She did sometimes walk, which was a really easy time to get a free chunk of damage in. Even though she started running on me, it was too late, and she knew she was about to get a fucking lightning bolt to her face. But this is honestly to the point where I fought Malenia so many times, I just kind of knew her attacks and when to dodge and when not to, and honestly, this just made the fight so much easier. Sometimes I just did some slight attacks to when I couldn't do the bolt of Gransax because it would lock me in the animation, and if she caught me in that, oh, I would be so fucked. Obviously, the main damage is going to come from the Ancient Lightning Spear, so I had to find some windows to be able to do a fully charged to get the maximum amount of damage. And sure, there was a lot of windows, but I just had to be patient and know when to dodge. But honestly, the whole point of the Malenia fight isn't even to do a lot of damage. It's like every boss fight in the game. If you just dodge every single attack how perfectly you're supposed to, you're never gonna lose. So that's when I started playing really extra safe and just getting hits in when I was totally able to. But I would always get those opportunities like this one here where she was literally walking into the water, and oh my gosh, dude, this was so fucking good because the amount of damage, man. At this point, she did pop another Scarlet Aeonia, but honestly, I just kind of said fuck it. Even though I had no more FP potions, I just wanted to get as much damage in because I was confident I knew how to dodge her attacks. But after those two, officially, that was it. I had no more FP, and I had to just rely on raw natural damage. And I know you fucking Timmies behind the screen are yelling at me saying, switch to Vyke's War Spear, she's weak to fire. Okay, little Timmy, stop fucking backseating me and listen up. Sure, she could be weak to fire. I don't give a fuck because her resistances to lightning is only 20, 10 in water, so I just really couldn't care less. And plus, Vyke's War Spear wasn't really my option. I would much rather go with the Bolt of Gransax just because of the charge attack. I love how it is, and Vyke's War Spear, it's really good, but I very much prefer the Bolt of Gransax's attack pattern over Vyke's. Previously, I thought I really couldn't do anything when she fired off another Scarlet Aeonia, but thankfully to my YouTube viewers, you guys told me I could just fucking run in there and I just won't take damage for some reason. I mean, okay, I'll take it. Now it was just kind of highly dependent on my dodging skills because the way I play, I don't really even go for punishes anyway, so why not? Every time she would do the attack where she slams her sword to the ground creating a Scarlet Aeonia, I was able to sneak a few hits in here, but I just had to be very careful. Personally, just for no reason at all, I think her Phantom Spirit's attack is the hardest one to dodge because honestly, I don't know which ones are even gonna hit me and which ones aren't. I managed to sneak an attack in after the lunge here that I normally don't do, and then when she did her grab attack, I knew that the fight was over. Are we gonna talk about how I just did that in one try? And did I even get hit? I can't hype myself up too much yet because I still gotta fight Godfrey and the Elden Beast. So before I even choose which weapon to use, normally I would go close up on this fight, but let's just see how much damage our Bolt of Gransax does, and nice. Holy shit! That's a lot of fucking damage, especially for an Asher War. But honestly, dude, I'll take that shit. But there was a few things wrong because I knew that this sadly wouldn't work in his second phase because there's just no way I would have enough fucking time to pop a fully charged Ancient Lightning Spear. But hey, I could be wrong. Let's take a look at the damage here. Ooh, yeah, so that's not gonna do anything to somebody who looks like they bench 405 pounds for fucking reps. And really, he just kind of chases you around the whole fight, and there's gonna be really hard opportunities to get a window for attacking with the Ancient Lightning Spear. But there was one window I could possibly think that I can get a couple in, and that was when he did his jump big slam attack, made a fucking volcano in the ground. I could possibly dodge out of that and get a couple Ancient Lightning Spears. But I don't really know what I was fucking doing here. Maybe I just forgot, or I'm just stupid as shit. So I figured out very quickly, this was not the way to go. Fuck! This was definitely not a great weapon for phase 2, but for phase 1, when he just stood there and took it like a good boy, I mean, it was pretty fucking good. So during the phase 2, I decided, let's just try Vyke's War Spear since we got it maxed out at plus 10 now. So alright, let's see the damage here. Oh, hold on, I gotta fucking hit him first. Alright, let's see here. You know, I mean, it's a little better, but I don't know. So I obviously just had to play against time because I know you're really just supposed to be up close in this guy's ass the whole fight, but the way I play, I just can't do that, and it's so hard for me to break that. But if there's one thing I'm really good at against Horaloo is dodging, and honestly, I could kind of see when every one of the air circles is gonna come for me every time he slaps his feet on the ground, so it was pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was saying earlier, I haven't really got grabbed ever, and my dodging skills against Horaloo was really good, and I never really got crap. Let's just pretend that Broski wasn't at a sliver of fucking health and a burst of oxygen could have fucking killed this guy. Yeah, that didn't happen. I'm just, you know, maybe the game just lagged. Maybe you guys are just in a fucking dream right now. But anyway, I decided just to revert back to the Bolt of Gransax just for fucks and giggles. But I ended up getting slapped up by a fucking drunk dude, it looks like. But hey, you know what they say? You can't win them all. I'm gonna shut the fuck. This was it. I just had a feeling, and when you get that feeling, oh, it's just fucking over. I really don't know what I was doing at this point of the fight. I kind of think I just got really annoyed, and then I just started playing hella fucking aggressive, dodging in attacks I usually don't dodge into. That's only if I managed not to get grabbed and slammed into the concrete at a million fucking miles an hour. I was really hoping to break his stance here, but what am I to fucking ask that? I mean, I think I get a good 2 hits in every fucking minute. I mean, I don't even know how I'm ever gonna break this guy's stance. But I think I started to catch on now to realize that after his last attack, there's a little bit of time in between that I can go hit him. And honestly, that was changing the whole fight. I really always need to just keep in mind that you need to just be in this guy's ass the whole fight. I did have a really, really close call here, but honestly, that kick is so fucking delayed. I mean, can you even blame me? Don't say it. I know what you're thinking. Do not say yes or else I'm gonna find where you live. Okay, let's just get back to the fight. I was doing some really, really good damage and I was just really trying to play safe, but like I couldn't at the same time. But at this point, it wasn't even up to RG anymore. It's just if I get caught in a fucking bullshit attack. Yep, by that mean I'm just coping my ass off because I suck ass at this game and everybody thinks I'm— Yep, hey, look at that. I finally killed him. Let's go. When I was doing my katana only stream, I made sure to fight this guy and memorize 90% of his patterns just for this moment right here. And looking at it from here, it was going pretty damn good. Honestly, the way I think about it is just always think there's gonna be another attack. Even though that's not true sometimes, thinking that just makes me just be really passive. But the really good thing about Radagon is I don't really understand the poise, the stance meters, and how they go down after every other attack. But the good thing about Radagon is I always seem to get a stagger when he does the giant hammer attack. And the criticals did a lot more damage with the spears than I thought. I mean, maybe it's just because I hadn't got a stagger this whole fucking playthrough, but I mean, I don't care. I'm fine with it. I think I know why I kept always getting hit by this attack as well. I could be totally wrong here, but I didn't see anywhere on the wiki or on any videos to verify this, so I'm just gonna say this. I think the reason I keep getting hit by that attack is because the first 2 slams linger until the 3rd one is hit on the ground. So every time I used to just stand there until the 3rd one hit, that's always why I just got hit. Well, to be honest, the problem really wasn't Radagon, it was Mr. Dino Dick. You know, honestly, I'm just gonna say it even though I'm just coping. This fight is literally just RNG. The moveset is literally just RNG. Like, if you just get a bad moveset, you're just fucked. I know it's not right at all, but some of it is though. If you get a really bad moveset, you're just kind of fucking screwed. But if you just could get a really easy one, I mean, it's just like the easiest fight in the game. I don't know what Elden Beast's poise is, but I know it takes 5 fully charged R2s from Vyke's War Spear to stagger him. I tried to cancel this guy's delayed attack with the delayed dodge, but honestly, I guess his attack was just more fucking delayed. Yeah, he hit me with the 2 worst moves fucking straight back to back. I mean, just somebody tell me how to fucking dodge this shit. I can't take this pain anymore. The start of the next fight actually went a lot smoother, and thankfully I was way closer this time when he did the wave of gold, so I was perfectly able to dodge through it. So I got a couple nice heavy charge attacks in here, and then he started doing his really easy to read attack, this was a nice sight to see, because honestly, I don't know how you could possibly get hit by this shit. He did get a little chunk off me at the start, so I hit him once, and I took this time to heal just to make sure I didn't get caught in a bullshit fucking attack. This was another time that I was actually a lot closer when he did this blade of gold attack, because honestly, being closer is way fucking better on this attack, because the downtime is actually crazy after he does this. Mr. Swirly Dick tried to put me in his hamster ball and kill me, but yeah, I denied it. So honestly, I kind of just played aggressive the rest of this fight because honestly, fuck this guy, and it only took 5 charge R2 to stagger, and the amount of downtime after every attack is just crazy. I really need to know how to fucking dodge this, because whenever he flies me above me and I see his bird ass flying up there and he's doing this shit on my body, bro, fuck this guy. After he came down, I actually got a stagger from the previous attacks, and I'm so pissed because I did not mean to instantly riposte him. But it's okay because, oh, well, never mind, it's not okay. Has anybody ever seen a worse turn of fucking events? I mean, there's the Elden Stars, the gold circles, the wall. What the fuck else am I supposed to do? Yeah, so that was some fucking bullshit. I mean, like, come on, that's not even a skill issue, dude. Like, so the next fight, I actually prefer to try to go for staggers now, because honestly, the amount of downtime he's in a stagger, I could get a lot more damage in by just not riposting him. I still riposted him, but I managed to get a couple hits in beforehand. So next up was the gold circle attack. I dodged that shit perfectly, but then I saw this, and I started sprinting the other way as fast as I possibly could. And then to follow that up, he started pissing on me, dude. Like, that is not fire, I could tell you that right now. Swirly Dick tried to put me in his hamster ball again, and I just dodged straight through that shit. and this allowed me to get 2 fully charged R2s. Hell yeah. This next part is where you're gonna see all the damage come in. He first tried to do this pussy ass lunge attack at me, and I got 2 fully charged R2s. Then he started doing the fucking nuke, and oh my gosh, with my previous experiences, fuck no. But the downtime on this shit was actually unreal, and I got a riposte, and I just decided to do 2 fully charged R2s instead of 1. Oh, just kidding. Honestly, I kind of don't know really what I was thinking. I really thought I had enough time for 2 charge R2s, but I mean, I guess in the fight, you just don't really think straight, so, I mean, yeah, that's just my excuse. And then he started preparing for his triple rings, and I mean, I guess this time I wasn't getting chased by Elden Stars, or the fucking barrier was right there, or I had no stamina. I mean, I guess this one was just fucking perfect. He did the wave of gold attack next, and thankfully I was actually able to dodge this one, and the downtime on this one's pretty crazy, but sadly I wasn't close enough to get 2, but I did get 1. Then he did this 3-piece that was probably the easiest attack, in my opinion, to dodge. So I did get 2 fully charged R2s, and then guess what? He did the same fucking thing he just did 2 seconds to get bitch slapped. Yep, and holy crap, guys, there it is. The game has been beaten with only spears. I will say, this was a very fun one, and it also was up there with the challenge scale. Well, guys, I guess that's it. We just beat the game using spears only, and I know I didn't use every spear that I really wanted to, but I mean, I didn't really have to. I mean, the Bowl of Gransax just really carried. Some of the spears that I actually really wanted to try, like the Clean Rot and the Crucible Knight ones. But it's over now, I can't change anything, but the ones I really did use were really fun. Obviously, I like Bolt of Gransax the best. If you pair these things with the right talismans and physic tiers, I don't even want to imagine how much damage you could do. Again though, guys, I know I've said this 1,000 times, but I don't say it enough. Thank you guys so much for all the overwhelming support. I really appreciate it, and we're creeping up on 1K. 1,000 subs is crazy, especially because I had less than 100 3 weeks ago. But honestly, many of you guys know this. I do stream here on YouTube Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you ever want to pop in and say what's up. If you guys want to be part of my community, I will leave my Discord in the description. Feel free to join. If you guys even care about it, the first 100 people to join my Discord get a free badge. Or unless you just want to join to be a part of the community, I mean, feel free to do that as well. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys decide in the comments what I do next, so pick wisely. I haven't asked at all. Please like and subscribe. It takes me so long to edit these videos. Other than that, guys, the video has come to an end. I appreciate all you guys sticking to the end. It really helps me out a lot. If you like this video and you're new to my channel, here are some videos on screen if you want to go check out some more. I hope you guys have a great rest of your days or nights, and I will hopefully see you guys in the future. Peace out, guys.